Residents and activists in the Eastern Cape town of Matatiele have started their march as part of a shutdown in protest against attacks on women and children. This has been sparked by the alleged rape of a 7-year-old girl at a school in October last year. Newzroom Afrika's Malungelo Booi is live for us in Matatiele this morning. Malungelo, it seems as if the protests there are gathering momentum. Tell us what has been developing over the last hour or so.
Hi there, Iman. In fact, the protesters, you can see police are trying to make a chain to control the crowd. They're actually outside the school. Remember, this is where they had said that they'll be marching to the school today. And you can see that the police and even some of their marshals are essentially trying to control the march. I want us to listen in quickly to what they're saying, Iman. All right, Iman, you can see the protesters and the marchers, but I also want you to see something else. Inside the school, there's some parents that have actually gathered to protect the school. These are the parents that have been saying to us they are concerned about the future of their children and the stance that was taken by the education department to essentially deregister this school. And we know that the department has rescinded that decision, but of course these parents are saying that they're here to make sure that the school is not vandalized. They're here to protect the future of their children. And of course, these are some of the parents, Iman, that had met at the weekend to discuss what had happened here at this particular school in October last year. You'd know that there is a lot of unhappiness as to how the school and the police have essentially handled this situation. I do want us to keep on just hearing what the people that are here are saying.
Justice for 7-year-old justice.
All right, Iman, you have heard what's coming out from that gentleman saying that they do want the principal to give the DNA, and they're also saying that arrests must be made in this matter. Iman?
Malungelo, I just want to know about the concerns that you shared of the parents there. I mean, is there talk that the actual school might be destroyed, or is this the community just raising their voice together, amplifying what you heard the gentleman say there? They want to see some speedy police action and they want to see some arrests made, finally, months after this alleged incident.
Iman, I've been here for about, 7 days now, and some of the concerned parents that I interacted with at the weekend, they were very frustrated at how the police, but also how the Department of Education had taken a decision just to deregister this school without, in fact, even consulting them. They did say, Iman, that they do want justice for this little girl, but they're also worried that with these so many protests in this particular community that we've seen over the past few days, that has a potential of disrupting the education of their children, and therefore that's why then some of them have actually decided to come to be here inside the school to make sure that nothing happens to actually even damage the school or to vandalize the property. Iman, I must say though that one of the things that people or the activists and residents have been calling for a very long time here are saying that government really needs to show that they take the issue of gender-based violence seriously. They need to establish a presidential working committee that will essentially look at gender-based violence and cases of women and child abuse in this particular town and area. They say if government cares about that, they will then set that working group as a matter of urgency. They want justice. Everybody that I've been talking to, Iman, is saying that they want this case to be finalized, and they're not happy with how police have essentially been moving. And the people that you're seeing here behind me, Iman, come from various political organizations. In fact, we've also seen members of the ANC, we've seen the economic freedom fighters, and at some point we saw people from Action SA, we saw UDM also being part of the marches that we have been seeing here in Matatiele, essentially calling for justice for this little girl. And I must say, Iman, I have seen some people saying that they come from nearby towns like Bizana, Lusikisiki and Mount Fletcher to come and be part of this march today.
Malungelo, I just want to ask you one more thing. I mean, it's so understandable that the community wants something to be done. For many family members, there's been a strong criticism of police handling of GBV in their communities. What are they hoping for today? They've marched and they've made this a very public sentiment of theirs expressed. They now gathered outside the school in question. Is there a plan? Is somebody supposed to collect a memorandum? Are they wanting to hear from police officials? What are they asking for this morning?
Well, at the moment, Iman, it's essentially not clear if these people have a memorandum that they'll be handing over and who they'll be handing over that memorandum to. But what is interesting is that they have chosen this stop, the school. And the reason why they're saying that they've decided to choose the school is because they actually want to put pressure on police to make sure that the DNA of the school principal is essentially taken. There has been so much conversation, Iman, around the issue of the DNA and whether the principal has given the DNA or not given the DNA. And I remember there was a statement that was issued by the police ministry saying that, well, they did not say that the principal had actually given the DNA, but what the people you see behind me, one of the key demands today is that the principal must give a DNA. But what we also understand, though, Iman, is that the principal had apparently said that on the day in question he was actually not even in town. Iman?
Right, Malungelo, we'll certainly keep our eyes on that picture.